But tier three, you work with tier three students. What do we
Mhm.
do with tier three students? Because people have this idea that we could just get rid of students. Like we could just get rid of, suspend them, send them home, get rid of them. Let's send them to a different school. Let's just get rid of these people. Let's get
Mhm.
rid of them. What do you think about that?
We love on them. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And what love is just like big word. And the way I support tier 3 students is show up for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that means I don't the first session that I do is never in the office. I step outside during lunchtime, during recess, during before school when there's a drop off where the assistant principals and principal are like pulling the cars in and out. I'm there because for me to support tier 3 student that we all are trying to get rid of, we're trying to suspend them or whatever that is. um Show up, show them that you care, show them that you're interested in them, show them that they belong there, because everybody's pushing them. That's why they're at tier 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody is pushing them. Sped is saying they don't belong here. Janet is saying they don't belong here. Psychologist is saying they don't belong here. Everybody is making these decisions for them and about them. And we forget the human, like showing up, like, hey, dude, like,
Yeah.
and I have worked with students, they are on probation
Mm-hmm.
already. And in a middle school age. And,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, oh man, it's really hard to get through him. And I talk to them and they're so easy to talk to. Like, hey, how you doing? How was your weekend? Tell me like three things that you look forward to today, or tell me one. Or you don't even have to tell me anything. Say good morning and walk away. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's still interaction that I respect. That's how I build rapport. Like number one thing is you should see them for who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even open their um, behavioral chart.
No need to.
I don't know. I don't touch none of that stuff. When a lot of the times teachers tells me like, "Hey, dude, good luck. You're gonna get him good luck," and I'm like, "Don't tell me anything. I don't want to know anything about the students that I'm getting. I don't." And even if
Right.
you tell me, it's going here, it's going out the other ear, because I want to build our connection based on our interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for being supportive, but no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. When I was in the classroom, or even now, you know, it was more about like when I was receiving the next class, I never want to know what the other teacher thought about those students. I don't care. That was your relationship with those students, and I'm not you. And I didn't build that rapport. So whatever the relationship that you built, that was between you and them. That's not between me and them. And so
Hmm.
don't tell me about, I don't want to know. And I'll figure it out. And I'm going to, like you said, you talked about love, the importance of love. Totally agree. You love on them, right? And I talk about this all the time, but I say this, it's like biblical love. Like love is patient. You need to be patient with your
Right.
students. Love is kind. You need to be kind with your students. Love is,
Mhm.
forgiving. Love doesn't hold grudges. All these things, right? You got to do
Right.
those things. You demonstrate this love to the students. And when you demonstrate that love to the students, they open up and you build that rapport, you build those connections.
Mhm.
But if you don't do that, you're in trouble. You're in trouble, right? That's where you read the behavioral chart. That's where you
Right.
sit there, you read the behavior, and you try to follow it. Like, okay, I got to do all these.
Mhm.
You're mechanical. It's not fluid. It's not natural, right? And so you when you have that connection with a student, you could easily go up to them and be like, what happened today? Tell me what happened. What happened today? You tell me what happened. I know what they're saying about what happened, but you
Mhm.
tell me what happened. What did you do? And they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you, oh, this is what I did, and this is how I felt about it. And okay, so how are we going to make that better? What are we going to do to
Mhm.
make this better? Right? You're not bad. You just made a mistake, and you need to learn from your mistakes. Right?
Right.
Maybe you didn't know how to deal with this type of situation. Maybe you didn't know how to manage your emotions. Maybe you
Mhm.
didn't know how to manage your anger. And so when this happens again, these are some of the things that you could do to manage that emotion.
Mhm.
That's the conversations you have with these students, right? You teach them. It's not
Mhm.
like, oh, you're gonna get suspended. Oh, go sit over there. Like that doesn't work.
It does not work. And if
Yeah.
anything, you're pushing them away. What
Hmm.
you're telling them is you don't belong here without telling them you don't belong here, right?
Hmm.
And one thing that I really try my best to do, and as a mental health therapist, I'm at 80% of my time I spend at middle school, and the 20% of the time I spend in elementary school. And both schools, they're so important to me. They both are Title One schools. And I just want to learn their name. Whether you're my client or not, I don't care if you're my client. I'm here to support you whether you're on my caseload or not. Like for me, caseload doesn't mean that I don't support you,
Yeah.
so I really try to learn their name, learn their story, where they come from, and tell them that you're going to show up for them even when they make mistakes, even when they make bad decisions, quote unquote, right? A lot of the times when anybody makes mistake, it's like, okay, let's step out, right? Like, you made a mistake, it's a disappointment, now you're on principal's radar, now you're on assistant principal's radar. Like, no, hey, you made a mistake, and let's learn from it. Let's start from the beginning. What happened? What made you want to make that decision? How are you feeling now? And then how are we going to move forward from this?